What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. Today I'm going to be giving you my NFL Week 14 predictions, and I'm also going to be telling you if every NFL team has underperformed, overperformed, or met their expectations for the 2024 season so far. And I'm also going to be giving you some of my college championship game predictions. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Alright, first game we have of Week 14. We got the Green Bay Packers going to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Packers enter this game 9-3, and the Lions enter this game 11-1. So far this season, both teams have definitely lived up to their expectation, especially the Lions. 11-1. That's great. You can even make a case they went past their expectation. But the Packers, they definitely met their expectations. Deep playoff team, potential Super Bowl, but they definitely, in that field. Tonight, I got the Lions. It's going to be tough for Green Bay to go to Ford Field and get that win. It's, two of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Besides, the three hottest teams in the NFL right now are probably the Lions, Packers, and Eagles. Like I said, though, Lions are on like a 9-10 game win streak, and the Packers have won like 7 of their last 8. So, two of the hottest teams in football, but I'm going to take the Lions in this one, and I think it's going to be a good game. Potential overtime. Moving on, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Philly to take on the Eagles. This is going to be a tough game for my team. Probably our toughest game of the year. Debatable with KC. I'm obviously going to take Carolina in this one. I think we are going to win. But as far as expectations, I think for me we've slightly gone below expectations, but in a weird way. Like, we've had competitive losses, so it's like we're 3-9, but I feel like we're the best of the teams that have like 3 or less wins. You know what I mean? Like we're not as bad as our record shows. I could say that. Meanwhile, for Philly, they definitely reached expectations. They were projected to be a top 6 team in the NFL. They lost in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Collapsed last year, but they were expected to be good this year if they kept it together, which they have. They pretty much met expectations so far. Next up, we got the Saints and the Giants. I took the Giants in this one. I'm calling an upset. I want to see how long of a losing streak they are on. Let me check here real quick. I just want to know. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. The Giants are on a 7-game losing streak. Wow. But I think they'll snap it this week. And if I'm wrong, then I'm not taking the Giants until they do. But as far as expectations, did we really have any for the Giants this year? And if we did, they went way below them. Self-explanatory. And the Saints, they were projected to be like, 6 wins, 7 wins? Maybe a playoff team. They've probably been below expectations too. Not as decent as people thought they would be. But I'm going to take the Giants in this one to snap their losing streak. I'm probably wrong, but why not? Next up, we got the Browns going to Pittsburgh. 3-9 Browns against the 9-3 Steelers. One of those 3 losses of the Steelers were against the Browns on Thursday Night Football 2 weeks ago. And I don't think it's going to happen again. Despite it being 1 o'clock, I think Steelers are going to pull off a really big win here. I think it's going to be like a 24-17 kind of win. It's going to be a pretty big win. Cleveland, they're one of those teams that shit hit the fan real quick. And they're obviously they were supposed to be, here's playoff caliber. Like, Cleveland was like right up here. But they're all the way down here, obviously. They have not gone anywhere near expectations. But the Steelers, I will give them credit. They've definitely gone way, way above expectations. In my opinion, the Steelers were a 9-10 win this season. And they've already hit 9 wins. And it's only week through 12 games. So we'll have to see what they keep doing. But I'm going to take the Steelers in this game. Next up, we got the Falcons going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Falcons are 6-6 on a couple game losing streak, and Minnesota is 10-2. I think Minnesota has been the most surprising team of 2024. I think they have gone. Their expectations were 5-6 wins. They're all the way up here. They doubled their expectations, and they're gonna pass double expectations with a win here against Atlanta. I'm gonna take the Vikings in this one. I could definitely see the Falcons winning this, but it's kind of hard to pick the Falcons. That Chargers game was rough. The game before wasn't great, and they are on a 3-game losing streak. So yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings will win this one, but I think it'll relatively be a close game overall. All right, moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The Raiders are 2-10, and the Bucs are 6-6. The Buccaneers, they've been around expectations. You know, they're probably a playoff team. The Panthers they'll win the division. But yeah, and then the Raiders, I mean, were there expectations for them? If there were, they went way below that. Same with the Giants. In this game, I'm obviously going to take the Bucs. I could see the Raiders winning, but it's hard to pick teams like that when they're 2-10, 1 in this. You know, it's hard to pick them. But I'm going to take the Buccaneers in that one. Moving on, we got the Jaguars going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Trash versus garbage here. Jaguars 2-10, Titans 3-9. This game will probably decide who is fourth in the AFC South. The Titans, honestly, they've probably gone a little below expectations. I heard their fans calling them a playoff team, which I won't get too disrespectful, but whoa. Jaguars, they've been way below expectations. I thought they were going to go to the playoffs this year. You know, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, they got Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and then Josh Hines Allen, bunch of good players. Then coaching just took that team into the dirt. But in this game, I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I think they're going to get a nice win here over Tennessee pretty comfortably and keep that last place in the AFC South interesting. All right, moving on. We got the New York Jets going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Jets are 3-9. Dolphins are 5-7. And both of these teams have gone under expectations. Jets have severely hit the fan early. I mean, shit hit the fan for them. After 5 games, I'd say. Not much to say about the Jets. They just collapsed. And Dolphins, you know, a lot of it's not their fault, but they still not have met expectations so far. I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one. I think they're going to get a confident win here. They need this win to keep their season alive. Next up, we got the Seahawks going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, and this is one of the biggest games of the week. This could decide a lot. The NFC West is very close. I don't think the Niners are going to win it. I think the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks have the best chance to win this division. Excuse me. And this game is going to be a game you look back on, whoever wins it. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. I think they're going to even it out, right? If Seattle wins this one, they could low-key run away with it. But I think Arizona's going to hold them, and they're going to improve to 7-6. Cardinals, I think people who said they were going to be, 5-6 wins, I think they obviously went above expectations. Same with Seahawks. I think they went slightly above expectations. Cardinals did not go above my expectations. As you guys know, if you've been watching since day one, which you totally should, hit that subscribe button, like every video, comment down below, or TikTok, Twitter, JD Sports Talk. I said the Cardinals were my 2024 dark horse team, and it looks right. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one at home against their division rival, Seattle. Next up, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Bills are 10-2. They went well above expectations. I expected them around 9-10, maybe 11 wins. A little worse than last year, but they're looking like they're going to be better than last year. So we'll have to see how that holds up. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they've been around expectations. I expected maybe playoff just outside, like 7, 8, 9 team. And that's probably what they are going to be. But yeah, I'm going to take an upset here. I'm going to go with the Rams. That may sound crazy, but I'm I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. I think they're going to pull off an upset, kind of calm Buffalo down a little bit. But I think it's going to be better for Buffalo than, people think. Just a little check. And because a lot of good teams have lost recently, so I think it's going to happen. But I'm going to take the Rams in this one. They're going to pull off an upset against Buffalo. All right, moving on. We got the Chicago Bears going to San Fran to take on the Niners. Bears are 4-8. Niners are 5-7. The Bears, their expectations are around what I thought. I said 6-7 wins at most. It looks like that's what they're going to be around, maybe a little worse. And the Niners, they've gone way below expectations. They're 5-7, and they're not playing good ball at all. A lot of that is injuries, but most of that is just being weird. I'm going to take the Niners in this one. I think they're going to improve to 6-7, get closer to the division, and the Bears are going to drop to 4-9. Next up, Sunday Night Football. We got the Chargers going to Kansas City. Chargers are 8-4. Chiefs are 11-1. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. I think they're going to pull off an upset here. I think it's going to be a thriller Sunday Night Football game. Chargers have gone above expectations, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I don't even have to answer that. But I'm going to take the Chargers in an upset there. And now finally we got the Bengals and the Cowboys. These two teams are way below expectations so far this year. I think it's evident. Bengals are scoring 33 plus points a game, and they still have 4 losses from doing that. Meanwhile, Dallas, same thing. Not as much points, but both these teams are severely, under expectations. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. I think they're going to get a win. They could still make the playoffs. Don't rule them out. They could slide in 7th seed, 6th seed. But I think Dallas is going to take this win. Hey, boys, we're going to talk about some big games in college football this week. Championship games. Friday night, we got UNLV going to Boise State, the Blue Turf, to take on Ashton Genty. I'm going to take the Broncos in this one, Boise State. I think they're going to get this win. I want them to win. Let's see here. Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Iowa State and Arizona State Sun Devils. I'm going to take Iowa State here. I think they're going to get this win. Let's see here. Georgia and Texas SEC Championship. I'm going to take Texas in that one. Big Ten Championship. I'm going to take Oregon in that one over Penn State. And ACC Championship. I'm going to take an upset here. I'm going to go with Clemson. Let me know what your guys' college football predictions are this week and your NFL predictions this week. That's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. Check out our TikTok and Twitter at J&D Sports Talk, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Keep pounding.